Hey guys! A month ago, I started a thing called the Flip the Script Challenge. This is a monthly challenge where we use a random prompt that I come up with. And I don't really come up with it, it's random to me as well. But I come up with a prompt using a few various generators, etc., online, and I put it all together. And then I challenge yourselves and myself to write something with it. Um, it is now the 1st of December, and I have written my story, so I would like to share it with you. Now, the story I initially wrote it about 3 or 4 different times, and I was very sort of on the fence with it because it felt forced. And so I literally a couple of days ago, I deleted everything and I just rewrote it in one sitting. It took about 45 minutes. I haven't proofread, I haven't edited anything. It's just I'm letting it be. It doesn't have to be perfect. This is just a creative exercise. And what I've decided to do is try and set these stories as sort of chapters to an ongoing adventure in the world of Crane City, which is my superhero universe. So I don't know if this will be canon or not. We'll take it as canon for now and we'll see how it goes. But it's just a fun side challenge. And it's fun because I get to introduce some characters to you that have been floating in my head. So I ended up writing about 1,000 words. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and read it. And then at the end of the video, I will share the prompt for December with you all. Um, so let's go. So this is Shadow Tag, a Crane City story by Mineya. I can't believe we're actually doing this. It's a little late for second thoughts, isn't it? I'm just saying, now that we're actually here, it feels different. Looking over her shoulder, the teenage girl turned towards the boy next to her. Zeke, look at me. She pulled her long blonde hair out of her face and began to tie it in a bun. We're doing this for George. You're right. This is for George. The two teens pulled their half masks over their faces and lifted their color-matched hoods above their heads. The two stood in an alleyway opposite the Chrome Stables, a known hangout of the Gates of Hell, a 1%er biker organization. The red and blue neon signs reflected off a row of motorcycles parked along the entryway. Ezekiel and Alex had been hiding in the alleyway for the most part of an hour, waiting for a moment to strike. I thought being a vigilante would be, more fun, Ezekiel whispered to Alex. What do you want to do? Kick in the front door and just fight everyone inside? Alex said sarcastically. The two may be dressed like superheroes, but underneath the costumes, they were still just a couple of teenagers, and maybe if they hadn't spent years competing in mixed martial arts, they'd have been stupid enough to try exactly that. Ezekiel threw his hands behind his head and began to pace back and forth. Do you think the real superheroes spend their Friday nights hiding out in alleyways? Well, for starters, the All-Australian can fly, and I'm pretty sure he's bulletproof, so I don't think he is hanging in alleyways. Well, what do you think about the gargoyle then? For the last time, Z, the gargoyle doesn't exist. He's not real. Then explain to me all the sightings posted online. Surely you've seen the videos. We're not having this conversation again, Z. The gargoyle is not real. It's an urban legend that some guy made up on eVision for clicks. If he was real, there'd be so much footage available, just like with the All-Australian. Oh, come on, you can't compare the All-Australian to the gargoyle. That guy has a PR agent. He's in commercials and does talk shows. The gargoyle's the real deal. Alexander began to laugh. You're cute when you nerd out like this. Ezekiel could feel the redness building up behind his face. Whatever, geez. It's a little cold. He began to hop on the spot, twisting his wrists at his side in rhythm with his feet. He didn't have any jump rope with him, but he had spent so many hours practicing in the gym that he could imagine the rope with impeccable timing. As the moments passed, the side exit to the bar swung open. An older male ran out towards a line of motorcycles. He had long greasy hair and a beard equally as long. Over his blue and white plaid shirt, he wore a leather patch with the Gates of Hell insignia sewn across the back. He had on a pair of steel-toed boots and torn denim jeans. Looks like we're in business, crap. Ezekiel was already running towards the biker. Even though he was a teen, he stood a few inches taller than the grown man. Stop right there, he yelled. The biker was too busy fumbling with the keys in his pocket to pay him any mind. Have it your way, Ezekiel shrugged as he kicked the motorcycle closest to him and watched as it caused a ripple effect along the line of scratched and bent chrome. The biker jumped out of the way of the last falling motorcycle and turned towards Ezekiel. As the red neon lit up the biker's face, Ezekiel could see that the man had a broken nose and that it had already begun to crystallize through his beard. No fucking way. I'm not dying tonight. His eyes were wide and his voice gruff, but shaken. I said, I'm not fucking dying tonight. Ezekiel shifted in his fighting stance, feet shoulder-width apart, elbows tucked at his side and open palms in front of his face. I'm not going to kill you, dude, but you are going to tell me everything I want to know. Ezekiel's heart was racing. He had almost gotten nervous before professional fights, but this was different. It was a street fight. He hadn't spent months watching tape and preparing for his opponent, and there were no rules or rounds in place to protect him. Anything could happen, and the thought was terrifying. The biker looked back over his shoulder towards the bar and then back towards Ezekiel. Look, we don't have to do this, bro. The ball's in your court. Ezekiel ground his feet against the broken tarmac below. He watched the man's eyes and shoulders carefully, waiting for any movements. You promise I won't end up like the rest of them? The biker shouted back at him. Ezekiel hesitated for a moment. Like who? Was this guy drunk or high? Listen, dude. Infinity MMA. Trevette MMA's head coach ends up beaten and unconscious in a parking lot outside. I want to know who did it. Listen, I already told him. The old man was supposed to fix the fight, but the kid won anyway, and we lost all our money. It was just a business. Scraps gave the order. Now can I get the fuck out of here? Ezekiel relaxed his hands by his hips. Sure, that's all I wanted to know. He pointed over to the biker's shoulder to the laneway's exit. Thanks for making this easy. Now get out of here. As the biker turned to leave, Alex's right fist connected with his jaw with an audible pop that echoed against the tight brick walls, followed by the sound of a skull connecting with the gravel tarmac beneath their feet. Did you just run all the way around the building? Alex placed her hands confidently at her hips and said between breaths, Yeah, and sweetie, you're not going to believe this. Believe what? It's better if you see yourself. Come on. Broken LED lights flickered inside of the bar. The sound of an 80s rock song looped on repeat from the broken jukebox, and through the cigarette smoke were the broken bodies of the hardened men inside. In the middle of the room stood a dark, muscular figure, his torso covered by a black Kevlar poncho and a large hood that shielded his face. Ezekiel and Alex could see the dark grey mask underneath. It stepped towards them, and the two teens stepped backwards, nearly tripping over one of the bodies as they did. An inhumanly deep voice vibrated against Ezekiel and Alex's chest. It took you long enough. And that is the first part of what should hopefully be an ongoing story with the rest of these prompts. It was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoy it. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. And if you want to draw some fan art or anything like that, I would love to feature it in these videos as I'm telling these stories, just to liven it up a bit. But with that being said, how did you guys go with your challenges? I saw a couple on Minds. I'll just shout out to Marginal Non-Hermit, who wrote a fun little story that I've read. Definitely check that out. I'll put a link in it down below. Yeah, let's get into December's challenge or prompts. So, December. In this prompt, I want you to think and include a character who is loved by everyone. Now, they should be trying to avoid getting killed. However, someone they trust has now become their enemy. Why is this person an enemy? Think about that. And how does it benefit them? And what is your character going to do to overcome this? Now, for bonus points, include the quote, I can fix this. And if you can, try to include a car crash somewhere in the story. Well, that's everything I have for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave any feedback or thoughts down below. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Good luck everyone in December, Don't forget to use the hashtag #FlipTheScript on Minds. Tag me, message me, comments down below, whatever you need to do. I'm very excited to see what you all come up with and what you think. And yeah, have a very good December. I will see you all in my next video.